Your life as a Shaolin warrior monk. It's ancient China, 1585. You're born in a remote mountain village, somewhere near the misty trails of Hunan. Your name? You don't even get one yet. You're just that shrieking baby with the terrifying grip strength. At age 6, your parents drop you off at the gates of the Shaolin Temple. Why? Because you punched a chicken to death and they figured, yeah, maybe this one's temple material. You're greeted by a bald man in flowing robes who doesn't speak. He just stares deep into your soul and nods. Congratulations, you've been accepted. Welcome to monk life. Step 1, you shave your head. You cry. Not because you're attached to your hair, but because the dull blade feels like it was forged in hell. Step 2, they hand you a broom. You think, cool, I'm gonna learn kung fu. Nope. You're sweeping the entire temple courtyard for 3 years in silence, while getting judged by birds. Eventually, they let you move on to real training. You're 7 years old and it begins with a 9-hour day every single day. First up, power stretching. Sounds harmless, right? Wrong. This is medieval torture with a yoga twist. One monk grabs your left leg, another grabs your right. They begin pulling in opposite directions like you're a medieval wishbone. You're screaming on the inside, but on the outside, silence. Because you're a monk now, remember? Some days you get folded like a rice dumpling. Other days you're a human bridge. Either way, flexibility is non-negotiable. Then comes Iron Head training. Step 1, wrap your head in silk. Step 2, gently tap it against a wall. Step 3, gradually increase intensity until the wall files a restraining order. After a year, the silk comes off and you start headbutting trees, bricks, and eventually other monks, because why not? You're trying to make your skull harder than your will to live. Eventually, you can crack a coconut with your forehead. Too bad coconuts aren't indigenous to Hunan. By age 10, you graduate to finger punching trees. Every day, you jab your fingers into a wooden board. At first it hurts, then it just stops. One day you look down and realize you've created a small hole. Eventually, your index finger becomes a certified lethal weapon, able to poke through bark, bone, and egos. And just when you think you've peaked, they introduce you to the Meihua poles. Imagine doing martial arts on top of 20-foot metal poles. Now imagine falling off and hitting every other pole on the way down like a medieval pinball machine. That's the Meihua experience. You climb up, you freeze, you consider becoming a poet instead, but then you remember the temple's motto,
"Cowards die first."
So you breathe, lock in, and perform your stances with trembling legs and non-existent ACLs. You don't die, that's a win. At 12, they throw in hard Qigong. This is where they hit you with sticks, and bricks, and sometimes metal bars. Why? To teach you that pain is just weakness leaving the body, and maybe also to impress tourists. Eventually, you can take a baseball bat to the stomach and still ask for seconds at lunch. And speaking of lunch, welcome to temple duty. No talking, no wasting food, no preferences. If they spoon fermented tofu onto your bowl of white rice, you eat it, silently, gratefully, and chewing exactly 36 times per bite. Why 36? Because someone 500 years ago said so. You also sweep, scrub, and serve, all in total mindfulness, because even carrying a mop is action meditation. Fast forward, age 15, you start learning Sanda. This is Shaolin kickboxing. Full contact, fast hands, fast feet, no protective gear. If MMA and traditional kung fu had a baby raised on discipline and chili oil, it would be Sanda. You spar every week. Sometimes you win, sometimes you're face down in a puddle of your own shame. Either way, you bow, say thank you, and do it again next week. Age 17, fight day. Fight day is Friday. No, not for Netflix. It's when everyone spars in a battle royale that makes Mortal Kombat look like a pillow fight. Your opponent? One of the senior monks who hasn't blinked since the Ming Dynasty. You trade blows. You think you're holding your own. Then he hits you so hard you forget your name and briefly remember all your past lives. Age 20, you reach the level of moving meditation. Every kick, every punch, every broom swipe is done with perfect intention. You're a blur of motion and purpose. A warrior philosopher in baggy pants. You even start performing for visiting tourists. They gasp as you break bricks on your chest and balance on one finger. One woman calls you
the bald Jackie Chan.
You nod humbly and internally correct her. I am the bald me. But you're not done yet. Now comes iron shirt training, where you let people hit you with hammers. Actual hammers. You start wrapped in fabric, then graduate to bare skin. Eventually, you don't bruise, you don't flinch, you don't even blink, you just exhale and realign your chi. Your abs are now so strong they can deflect arrows and criticism. By 25, you've mastered chinna, the art of joint locks. You can disarm a man using just his own wrist. You know pressure points that will make grown warriors cry, fall asleep, or question their life choices. You're a master of control. You fight not to hurt, but to teach. You are terrifyingly gentle. And finally, enlightenment? Kind of. At 30, you fought in tournaments, led meditations, and taught the next generation. You write poems now. You stare at walls for hours and somehow gain wisdom. You find joy in simplicity, balance in chaos, humor in silence. You still train every day, but now with a calm smile. One day, a tourist asks if Shaolin monks can really fight. You answer by not answering, because true strength needs no validation. Then you sidekick a tree in half just for fun. So what did you learn as a Shaolin monk? That pain is temporary, ego is useless, and enlightenment comes not from avoiding the storm, but standing in it, barefoot, while someone smashes a brick on your head. Congratulations, you are now a Shaolin warrior monk. Now sweep the courtyard, again.